Well, the
even come
SEAL
up?
teams was an accident. Because it wasn't necessarily getting dumped by a girl, but it was a situation that, I started to. Well, once I joined the Navy, I realized most people are similar. You get to an age where I just got to get out of here, and that was where I was at. Bad relationship. Basketball wasn't. I was playing, but it wasn't fun anymore, and I need to go on an adventure. And I had two friends that always wanted to be Marines. I grew up with them. Jim McBride and Ben Waliszewski. And they all, I'm talking high and tights growing up, Marine Corps stickers on their first trucks. They were Marines. And then I would see them come, they were 2 years older than me. I would see them come back to Butte, Montana, and it was like watching someone from Full Metal Jacket walk into, I was in the VU Villa, and Ben walked in. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, that's a Marine. Like, that guy, I still wasn't going to join. I was still playing basketball. And I was like, that's a fucking Marine, though. I'm going to watch this guy kick someone's ass in here. This is going to be great because no one can touch him. And then when it was time to leave, because as a young man, you can go out and see the world for free by joining the military.
Yeah.
And I again, Full Metal Jacket, I like everyone else, I watched that 1,000 times. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that because I guarantee boot camp is going to suck, but I want to meet that drill instructor. Just how funny he is, but brutal. And I want to be tough like a Marine. So I went to join the Marine Corps. Just went down there, and there was my wife calls me the luckiest unlucky man in the world. I think one of her sayings, go through life, I think one of her sayings is, you could trip over your dick, but you're going to land in a pot of gold. Right? So I went in to join the Marine Corps, and as luck would have it, the Marine wasn't there. He was literally out to lunch, and the Navy guy was.
Oh shit!
And I went over to him because my two friends, and everyone's heard this joke before, but my two friends, Ben and Jim, said the Marine Corps is actually part of the Department of the Navy. It's just the men's department, and that's why I went in there, because if they're part of the department, he'll know where he is, and then he'll, And I said. Hey, where's the Marine? When's he going to be back? And so he's sitting there. He's a Navy chief, khakis, anchors. I didn't know what the shit that meant, but he's a chief, so he's clever. And he said, "Why do you want the Marine?" I said, "I want to be a sniper." And I grew up hunting. Marines have the best snipers in the world. I read Carlos Hathcock's book. I want to do that. And he goes, "Look no further, my friend. We have snipers in the Navy. All you have to do is become a Navy SEAL first. No big deal. We'll send you right to sniper school." And I didn't know what that was. Right? I'm from Montana, and I didn't know how to swim. And me being a naive young man, I thought, I don't know what a SEAL is, but this guy here is a professional recruiter. Why would he lie to me? And I signed it, and I signed the contract to go. The only thing I did right was I learned early in life to get it in writing. Whatever you're doing, fine, we can do business on a handshake, but sign this first.
Yeah.
Get it? So I got in writing. It was called the Dive Farer Program.
The Dive
Farer program, which meant you get like a $2,500 bonus. You are guaranteed a chance to go to BUD/S, basic underwater demolition SEAL training. You're guaranteed a chance. And I didn't know that all that meant is you can go and fail, and then you're going to the fleet.
Yeah.
And so I signed that, and that was it. And then he started showing me videos of BUD/S. I didn't know what that was. The only thing I knew about Navy SEALs was watching Charlie Sheen's character jump off the bridge in the movie Navy SEALs. Eddie Braun is his name. He's still his stuntman, which is awesome. Very good guy. Very good stuntman. I guess during that scene, too, I'm kind of jumping around. Eddie Braun said, "All right, I'm going to do this. You get one take." And the famous jumping off the bridge scene. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I thought it was. And then I knew something about sit-ups with 2,000-pound logs. Mm-hmm. My buddies that I grew up with that I thought knew a lot about the military said, "There's no fucking way in hell you're going to make it through SEAL. What did you just do?" I took my mom to the recruiting station to have her watch videos, and she didn't tell me to my face, but she's like, "There's no fucking way you're going to make it through this training." And the only person that says that I think really believed in me was my father, just because because of our attitudes with free throws and master the basics. Free throws. That's, if I could describe life, it would be how to be successful in life. Free throws, because it's master the basics. Do your thing. Shoot here. Muscle memory. You want to be great? Do it 1,000 times. You want to be really great? Do it 10,000 times. Do everything like you do anything. We would do drills. My father and me. We would play every single day, and anything from an hour of 1-on-1 to 3 hours of 5-on-5. But we were not allowed to leave the gym until one of us made at least 20 free throws in a row. So that's start with a make and then you keep shooting. And that's something else too about like stances with shooting and all that stuff. When you make your first free throw, you don't move. You're in the position. I hate watching basketball players now. They make a free throw and they gotta go give everyone 5. Fuck you, it's your job. You made a free throw, make the second one, and then talk about how awesome you are. But we couldn't leave the gym until one of us made 20 in a row. And that could take 5 minutes, that could take 3 hours.
Yeah.
But we got so good at it that we made ourselves. There's a steakhouse in Butte, Montana called the Derby, and like Montanans, like I said, how we don't know how good it is because we're just there. Don't realize how great the steaks are at the Derby in Butte, Montana. We would start our season off 20 in a row to leave the gym, 20 for a steak. Now it stays at 20 to leave the gym, but now it goes up by 5. 25 for a steak, 30 for a steak, 35 for a steak, 20 to leave the gym, 50 for a steak. And we got to the point, my father made 91 in a row. And that was the family record for a week, because the next week I made 105 in a row.
In a row?
In a row. And you know what's funny is like a lot of things in life, only 2 of us saw it. So you can take my word for it or tell me I'm full of shit. But he believed in me. And so being lucky instead of good, I had my student ID to Montana Tech. They had a pool. So that meant I could still get into the pool like at 5 a.m. And I went up there and I'm like, okay, the breaststroke is one of the strokes. It can't be that hard. It's 25 meters down, 25 meters back. I'll swim 1,000 meters and gauge it from there. And like anything, everything was going fine until I entered the water, and that's when the problem started. I made it to the deep end. I almost didn't make it back, and I was like, I'm fucked. I just signed a contract with the government to be a Navy SEAL, and I don't know how to swim.
Holy shit.
So I was trying, and I'm busting my ass doing whatever, and my friend, I'm in there for just dying. I'm trying to get out, and my friend Mike Driscoll, I went to high school with him, one of the few people in Montana who did swim, and I believe he did go on to swim at Notre Dame. And he said, Rob, don't take this the wrong way. It's great to see you. I've just literally never seen you in the pool before. What gives? And I said, I just joined the Navy. I'm going to be a SEAL. And he goes, oh no, not like that. You're not. And he goes, come here. And then he showed me how to do the breaststroke, how to do the side stroke. And so with repetition, I just, I would go there every day. And I still have my, there's a little packet you get when you join the Navy, that folder. And even like there's the Bud's warning order and all that shit. I still have that with I would write my times down for the 500-yard swim that you had to do.
No shit, you still have that?
I still have it. I found it in one of the kit bags that we all keep because I might need this sleeping bag someday. Yeah. But then I was up there, I was getting pretty decent, and then Jim McBride, the Marine, who's actually, he was enlisted. He actually, I think he just retired as a lieutenant colonel, which is awesome. Semper Fi, that's what he was going to do. He was going to be a Marine. He went to aircrew school in the Marine Corps, and they taught him how to really do the combat recovery stroke. And he goes, just do this a couple times. And just like when I saw Ben in the VU Villa, I was watching Jim swim, and I'm like, okay, this is next level shit. Now I got to get this. And so I just, I got proficient, I thought.
Yeah.
And then I did get to boot camp, and I actually failed the screening test the first time because I took it like an asshole after you get those 90 shots and you're just sick as a dog, cotton mouth, whatever. And I remember sitting there. How many people try out in boot camp? At the time, there must have been 400 people.
What year is this?
1996.
96.
And looking at this bleachers, and I still had that small town mentality. I remember looking at the Navy SEAL flag, the unofficial Navy SEAL flag. I'm watching this arrogant team guy. I didn't know what to think of Navy SEAL. He came out there and did this perfect dive that Greg Louganis would have loved for a number of reasons. But and then he got out and kind of just gave us the stink eye, and I remember looking, thinking, "There's no fucking way. Why? Look at all these guys trying out." And then, but then I started talking to other guys that were from Brooklyn, some dudes that joined the Navy to get out of Compton, guys from South Florida, and I started to realize that okay, everyone's scared. Everyone's kind of the same. We're all the same. And then it started sinking. I mean, later on in life, I realized that I don't give a shit if you're the CEO of a major company, you're the guy in Bin Laden's bedroom. We've all had our first day.
Yeah.
And we've all been scared. Admitted, I mean, we'll talk about the 1%ers later, which exist, that aren't scared and will pass. But the rest of us get scared. The rest of us have been nervous. But if you can just take it at increments at a time. And so the next time I got there, I lost the intimidation. I gave up the bullshit with, I just got shots. No, fuck that. Do the swim, do the pull-ups, do the sit-ups, do the push-ups, do the damn run, and get on with your life. And that was it. I mean, and just being in boot camp. And I'm a big believer in wherever you are, be there. So I got into the classes we were taking. Okay, I'm going to be a Navy SEAL, but I want to learn about naval customs and courtesies, traditions. I want to learn what the horn. Like I paid attention. I was interested in this. Whatever I was interested in how to make a bed, how to fold your shirts. I still do it, and I got into it, and then I did. I got the contract in there with now you're with a Navy SEAL chief, and you're going to get your orders.
Yeah.
And part of the dive farer program, I didn't realize this, was you have to be a corpsman.
Okay.
I didn't see that in the fine print, but I finagled my way. When you go up to get your rates, I made up some bullshit. And I found out what the shortest A school was so I could get to BUD/S right away. And it was a aircrew survival equipmentman, or a parachute rigger. So I would get that. I knew I would finish boot camp, go to Millington, Tennessee. It was like a 2 or 3 week A school. And I was with Marines now, but I mean, I'm talking huge dude. There's one huge Marine, one white dude, one black dude. Huge Marines. I'm still intimidated by Marines. And then this big black Marine, I'll never forget, he's a staff sergeant. He taught me how to wind a bobbin and how to sew. And at first I thought, okay, I'm into some shit, but I don't know. And then I'm like, wait a minute, sewing might be an awesome trait. I'm going to pay attention. This a big, tough Marine taught me how to sew. I learned about cyclic rate of fire for a console machine. You know what was bullshit? But in the teams, that turns out to be a good thing. But before we had all the high-speed kit that you need to cut this pocket off, sew it here. Where do you want your stuff? But never tell anyone you're good at it, because then your first LPO, he'll have you sewing everyone's uniforms. Yeah. You have a year workup to get all 100 of these blouses or whatever. But yeah, I went to Millington and went back to Butte, Montana for leave, and then drove my truck to Coronado. And the first place I stopped in Coronado was right by the Hotel Del. And I just wanted to get in the ocean to, if I was talking to 19-year-old Rob O'Neill now, I'm like, dude, you're going to get ocean time. Just stay out. Yeah. Don't take cold showers. My thing about the cold showers, when I talk to young men that want to be SEALs, and they'll say, what should I be doing to get ready for BUD/S? And I'll say, well, let me answer your question with a question. What are you doing to get ready for BUD/S? And they say, taking cold showers to get used to it. And I'm like, you know what? Stop that right now. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you an example. If I told you in 30 days, I'm going to kick you in the nuts as hard as I can, and in order to get ready for it, you had your best friend kick you in the nuts every single day, guess what? It's still going to suck when I do it. Yep. Don't prepare for shit. It's just take it like a man.
Every single time.
Yeah, so I got there, and it was a Thursday night, and I got into the Pacific Ocean, and all of a sudden there were these boats rowing by, and there was chem lights on the side of them. And it took me a second to realize, oh shit, I'm checking into class 208. That's 207, and this is Hell Week. And I still get goosebumps thinking about it. Like, damn. Boy, you talk about swimming. You just jumped in with both feet, and it's about to be on. And then, I got a hotel. I checked in on a Friday, which was stupid. Wait till Monday. Like, why do you want quarterdeck watch when you can at least go have your last beer in peace? Yeah, and then 208 started. BUD/S class 208. And it's typical. Starts off with, at the time, I think we called it PTRR.
That's what they called it.
They didn't have quite the pipeline they do now. They're doing it better now with actually getting guys ready with prep and nutrition. Yeah. This is back in the day when you had a Navy SEAL as a skydive instructor and you eat shit. He doesn't tell you how to work your canopy. He laughs at you.
They have so many guys signing up now. Apparently, this is from this family that I used to train when I did